Welcome to Shamba Shape Up.
This year, we are celebrating the 10th anniversary of your favorite TV show.
Once again, we have traveled all over East Africa to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need,
so they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We support them to become more productive,
get better yields,
and increase their income.
We meet families and enter their kitchens to explore what we eat, where we get it, and how we can cook it in cleaner, faster, healthier, and cheaper ways.
And at the same time, increase family nutrition.
We will see how farmers from across the region can benefit from our experts' advice,
while also learn from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences as they shape up their shambas.
Welcome to the Shamba Shape Up Safari. Dear viewers, I'd like to let you know that all the filming you're about to see was done before the outbreak of the coronavirus in Kenya and Tanzania. This week, let's look back at the past few years where Naomi, Carol and I visited farmers across the country to learn how they can adapt to changing weather patterns. Let's have a look.
The weather patterns have changed in Kenya and we're experiencing long droughts and sometimes floods, both of which destroys the crops on our shamba. Good climate change adaptation means finding farming methods that will help you make it through the drought, floods, and the hard times caused by irregular weather.
In dryland areas, farmers need techniques to improve their soil. Planting the right kind of trees is a good adaptation method of these areas. We travel to Makueni County to meet Alexander and Ruth. Alex plants seedlings and sells them to the other farmers in the area. We want to see if we can help him do even better. So we called Stephen to help shape up Alex's tree nursery.
Alex,
yes.
Could you tell our expert why you plant trees?
I plant trees so as to beautify the environment, and also the trees, while in construction, we also get timber from the trees.
They are well planted. Actually, they act as fence, and if you look at them, they are well arranged, and you are planting on all around, and that will control even the wind, and it will also help you to make sure the environment is beautiful. But more important is for the fencing, wind breaking, and also for the soil conservation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How does it help in conserving the soil?
They'll be able to control the water from flowing and carrying the soil away.
Okay, let's walk around and see what else we can find.
Okay.
So, Alex has done well so far. Trees are excellent for marking a boundary. They help break wind, are useful for firewood and building material, and the roots stop soil being washed away. But what's this? Stephen has spotted a problem.
We have stopped here because we want to see the spacing of the trees, and I can see there is a problem. If you are planting trees, you need to observe the spacing 3 by 3 meters, and that will help you to plant your trees, and they will be able to grow well, and they will be able to protect your farm.
Mm-hmm. What special need do fully grown trees need?
Manure is important for them to grow and keep on growing.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. Let's walk on.
Okay.
Now, I didn't know that trees need manure if they're to grow well, just like crops. Interesting. Now, let's see how Alex is doing in his tree nursery business. And he's getting ready to plant some seedlings as well. I wonder if we can help improve here too.
So first, Mr. Ambua, tell us something briefly about tree planting as a business.
Tree planting is good because they are used as an enterprise and they help the farmer. So if you take that as a business, then you'll plant as many nursery trees as possible. Mm-hmm. And that will help you to get income out of that.
I had a nursery this season of trees, about 1,500 trees, and I sold some to farmers and some I planted.
Wow. What kind of trees were they?
Grupelias and lemon plants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the market was not bad?
Yeah, the market was not bad. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mr. Ambua, by looking at his seedlings, what do you notice in them?
If I look at the seedling, I can see this is a lemon tree, and the lemon tree is good especially in this area of Makueni. They are well done. I also want to recommend all the farmers around this area to plant the fruit trees, and they will be able to fetch you a lot of money, and you'll find your business is booming every now and then.
Alex, do you support that?
I support that.
Okay, now to end the tour officially, I suggest we plant a lemon tree, shall we?
Yes.
Okay.
And we will demonstrate with the farmer.
Okay.
When planting seedlings, first remove the outer pack. Here we have the plastic wrapping. Next, you'll see the roots. These need to be trimmed like this. So, the hole should be 1 meter by 1 meter for lemon trees. At the bottom, there should be a mixture of 1/3 soil, 1/3 manure, and 1/3 sand. Once planted, water the seedlings twice a day, morning and evening, and then cover around the stem with leaves. This helps stop the water evaporating in the sun. And in no time, you'll have beautiful trees. Next, I want to see how we can help Alex get a big crop from his pigeon peas. I'm told he's growing them here. But this looks like maize to me. Let's go and find out what's going on.
Alex,
Yes, Panatoni.
what are you working on?
I'm working on my pigeon peas farm.
Why do you plant pigeon peas?
I plant my pigeon peas because it is fetching a lot of money in our area. It is also tolerant to drought. Yes.
No, I don't see any pigeon peas. I'm just seeing maize. Are there pigeon peas for sure?
Yeah, I have in the crop with the maize. They are here.
Ah, that's the one. That's the one. Okay.
Yes.
So where did you get the seeds from?
I got the seeds from another farmer.
You bought from another farmer?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever heard of Mbegu Choice?
I have not heard about the Mbegu
Would
Choice.
you love to know more about Mbegu Choice?
Actually, what they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Let's go. There's an expert waiting for us.
Yes.
And he has a lot of information on Mbegu Choice. It might change the way you get your seeds. Okay, come with me. Come with me.
To get a big crop, it's important you not only plant seed that's suited to the soil and the climate of your area, it must also be certified. Ensure good germination. So, I'm taking Alex to find out how to go about making sure that the seed is the best. We're going to be meeting Noel, an expert from Agri Experience, and Vincent, a local agro dealer. They're going to tell us about a smartphone app and a website called Mbegu Choice.
So I think today we are going to do a lot of learning so that our farmers can understand what really happens when we make the right seed choices.
All right. Now, what is Mbegu Choice?
Mbegu Choice is a tool that we have created for Kenyan farmers, agro dealers, and extension officers. It is loaded with information on seed, crop seed varieties that a farmer can be able to make an informed decision on what they are going to plant. So basically what we are trying to do, we are going to empower farmers to understand that they don't need to buy any seed that is at the agrovet shop, but rather they buy only that seed that is specific and good for their farm. So that seed that is planted here has to be doing well in Makueni, and not seed that is supposed to be doing well in Kitale being planted in Makueni. And it is something that will help the farmer move from the low-yielding varieties that they have always been having to the high-yielding varieties.
Wow, it sounds amazing, Noel. How does it work?
A farmer who has a mobile phone, a smartphone, or a farmer who has access to internet and other connectivity will just go on to www.mbeguchoice.com.
What if Alex didn't have a smartphone?
When Alex comes to Vincent's shop, Vincent has access to Mbegu Choice. He can use it to teach Alex where to get this kind of information.
Wow.
Yes.
So, Vincent,
Yes.
show us how it works.
Yeah, it's very simple. Let's do it manually. You go to apps. That is www.mbeguchoice.com. To just request you. In which county do you come from?
From Makueni.
Yeah, you come from Makueni. Just go down, slide down, just see Makueni. Which ecological zone is your farm on in Kenya?
Dry to mint.
Yeah, try to meet and tune. Which crop are you looking for example?
Pigeon peas.
You are looking for pigeon peas. Let's check. Oh wow, pigeon peas is here. And here are the results. Variety, We have Egerton Bars M1, true breeding, that is the type. The year of release was 2012. Production altitude is between 800 and 1500 meters above sea level. Seasons and rains, they are both, that is short and long. Maturity, or rather the number of months it takes around 4 to 5 months. Special attributes, it's a drought tolerant, tolerant to fusarium wilt, tolerant to pests, touch seeded, and the cream color of grain.
Wow, wow. Very useful information. Alex, what do you think?
I think the information will be helpful to me and also to educate other farmers.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's good. That's good. Mbegu Choice assists an agro dealer like Vincent in his seed stocking options by showing him all the varieties that perform well in his area, including new climate-smart varieties. Vincent is then able to advise farmers.
Yes, and do Mbegu Choice apply to other crops other than pigeon peas?
Yes, actually Mbegu Choice has a database of 18 crop.
Mbegu Choice allows you to select a variety based on maturity, tolerance to factors such as drought and diseases, and the growing season. Now, Vincent, as an agro dealer, how has Mbegu Choice helped you in your business?
Most of the farmers do come to my shop because they know exactly the companies which do produce those seeds. So there is no way I can get that counterfeit in my shop. So it has boosted my sales, and customers have a lot of trust on me.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Karibu.
Alex,
Yes.
back to the Shamba. Mbegu Choice allows farmers to select the right variety for your area so that you can increase your harvest.
Thank you, Tony. Knowing which crops will do well in your area and choosing the right seed is a very smart thing to do. If your area receives little rain, then you need fast-growing or drought-resistant crops and seeds.
The desert locust is a very serious pest and can destroy your crops. Locust adults can eat their own weight every day. There are 3 groups of locusts you should look out for. The young locust is black and cannot fly. They move in big groups called bands, like this. The young adult locust is red and looks like this. The mature locusts are yellow and look like this. Be careful not to confuse locust with grasshoppers. Locusts usually move in groups of hundreds. Solitary grasshoppers or crickets are usually all alone, sitting on leaves or in your house. Adult grasshopper has long antennas, while locusts have short ones. Solitary grasshoppers are not a problem. These are the areas that are currently affected by desert locust in Kenya. High-density areas in red show where lots of locusts have been reported, so there is high risk of the pest damaging crops badly now. Medium-density areas in orange show where the locusts have been reported, and there is some risk of locust damaging crops now, and it could get worse. And low-density areas in yellow is where you have low risk of locust attacks. That means little or no damage is being caused now. The threat of locust is very high in northern and some central counties. Turkana and Marsabit are at very high risk. Samburu and Tana River are also at high risk. Swarms of locusts have also been spotted in Wajir, Garissa, Tharaka Nithi, Baringo, and West Pokot. These counties are also at risk of having locust. Kitui probably has many more locusts that have not been reported. The desert locusts are like a fire. However, local authorities have teams that can spray the locusts with special chemicals that will control them. That is why it is very important that you get in touch with our hotline to tell us whether you have or have not seen locusts in your area. That's right. We also want to know if you have not seen any locusts. Tell us if you have seen the black hoppers, the red immature locust, or the yellow mature locusts. Here is what to do. Send the word locust to 21606 and we will get in touch with you.
Welcome back
to Shamba Shape Up. Now, farmers, if you planted your maize before the long rains, it's about time for top dressing. Let's go back to George from Deya to learn more about that.
What is top dressing and at what stage?
Top dressing is the second fertilizer application that we do at 50 centimeters high, or when the maize gets to your knee high. That's what you are supposed to do your first top dressing. And actually, we supply 5 grams per plant of CAN.
Top dressing is vital, and Amos agreed to show George how it should be done.
George, as we have talked, I need to demonstrate to you how you do top dressing. One, we have said you have to top dress when it is 50 centimeters high or knee high, as you can see. Then the other thing is you have to make sure your field is clean. There's no weeds, because when you do top dressing and there's some weeds, it's as if you're also feeding the weeds. There will be a competition between the maize and the wheat. What you are supposed to do, you have to make a small furrow around your maize, 10 centimeters away from the maize stalk. You put 5 grams per plant, which is approximately half a bottle top per plant. Like that, just put aloud.
Top dressing is when you top up fertilizer to your crop a few weeks after planting. It's a great way to boost your crop's health as it grows and thereby increase its yield. But timing is critical. Apply fertilizer when the crop is at knee height, as it is here. It is really important that the fertilizer does not directly come in contact with your crop. One way to do this is by digging a small trench alongside the crop, about 15 centimeters away from the plant. Then spread 20 grams of fertilizer per meter along the trench. If the maize is not planted in straight lines, you can also dig a round trench around the crop when the maize is knee-high. Put 10 grams of top dressing fertilizer inside the trench. That's about a bottle top full. Use CAN or urea as fertilizer, or a specialist top dressing fertilizer from a major manufacturer. After applying the fertilizer, cover the trench with soil.
Another effective adaptation technique that farmers can benefit from is conservation agriculture, or CA. Let us now visit Mr. Okoko in Homa Bay County and learn more about conservation agriculture, its benefits, and how it will help increase yields. Wilson from FAO is here to show us how.
Conservation agriculture is based on 3 pillars.
Right.
And the farmer to be able to reap or to benefit fully from conservation agriculture should practice the 3 principles. One of them is minimum soil disturbance, and that is applying only the area where the seed is going to be planted. The second is soil cover, permanent soil cover, and there are 2 ways of doing that. The 2 ways of doing that is by using live crop like dolichos or a sweet potato fodder, or even desmodiums, which can also be used to feed the livestock. The other soil cover is the dead mulch, which, like in this farm, we have the crop residue, which is maize stubble.
Right.
The third practice is crop rotation. And crop rotation is by either planting the cereal after the legume, or planting also, let's say, a deep-rooted crop after a shallow-rooted crop.
Right.
And the farmer, to benefit from conservation agriculture, must practice the 3 principles.
Let's find out about direct planting. After harvesting, there are 5 steps to preparing the land for the next planting. Leave the crop residue in the field and only dig the soil where you plan to plant. This makes less work, and less work means less cost and more profit.
The first one is to cut the crop residue into relatively smaller pieces. And the second one is to control the weeds which are in the farm by spraying a herbicide, an appropriate herbicide that is available. The third one is to ensure that the farmer digs holes, that is immediately after the weeds have been controlled, or in the process when the weeds are being controlled, then the farmer should dig holes which are relatively bigger than just one hitting to ensure that the heartburn is broken, one, and two, to ensure that we have enough surface that can trap runoff. And then the other step is to put manure, and the manure can come from any livestock. It can be cattle manure, it can be sheep or goat manure, it can be manure from donkey, it can be manure from horses. The fifth stage is to cover the manure which has been placed in the hole by covering with the soil. In that case, that hole will then be ready for planting.
So Wilson, what are the benefits of conservation agriculture?
There are two benefits. One is short-term benefit, then long-term. The short-term benefits is in land preparation.
Right.
And also the inputs that the farmer is going to use is less. The long-term, some of the long-term benefits are reduced soil erosion. There is improved soil fertility, and there is also increased infiltration. And in this time when we have big climate change, we should be able to use this system of conservation agriculture to mitigate against the problems of climate change.
So no need to hire a tractor to plow the field and no need to remove last season's crop. Minimum tillage gives the soil a better life, so it's ready to feed your crops and give you a bumper harvest.
Farmers are sending us many questions through iShamba to know more about COVID-19 and how to cope even as they do their farming.
Hello and welcome to Shamba Shape Up's Q&A, question and answer time, where we get our experts to answer any questions that you have sent to us regarding current issues. Our today's subject is COVID-19, and we are very lucky today to have in our studio Dr. Mark Hocken and Doris Naitore, a health worker. Welcome. And I'm going straight to the first question, and this is for you, Dr. Mark. And it's coming from Joyce from Nairobi, who wants to know what is the difference between coronavirus and COVID-19?
Yes, that's a very good question, Tony. It can be a bit confusing, but corona is the virus. So we have coronavirus, and then we have the disease that's caused by the virus that's known as COVID-19.
Okay. Now, this question is for you, Doris, and comes from Ouma from Nakuru, who wants to know, how do people get coronavirus?
People get coronavirus from handling surfaces that have been already touched by people who have COVID-19, and touches their mouth, their eyes, their nose. They could be infected with corona. Therefore, it is pertinent for people to keep on cleaning the areas that they work on, or the areas that they have been utilizing, like door handles, kitchen utensils, and tabletops, as we continue living with COVID-19.
Thank you. Now, Doris, Matthew from Kisumu is currently living in Kibra. And Matthew wants to know, what can he do to make sure that he doesn't contract coronavirus?
You can protect yourself even in an overcrowded place like Kibra by social distancing. Ensure that each and everyone within your household has a mask, especially when they interact with the rest of the community. Ensure that you are washing your hands with running water at least every 1 hour.
Now, Doc, how do I know if I've got coronavirus?
Coronavirus infection or COVID-19 is usually a flu-like illness. So the main symptoms are fever and cough. And if that infection becomes worse, you may even get some shortness of breath. The other symptoms that are less common are flu-like symptoms like muscle aches, sore throat, headache, and even diarrhea.
Jelimo from Wasingishu lives with a large family. She's got her uncles, aunties, small children, and the elderly. And she wants to know who is most likely to get very ill if they get coronavirus.
We normally say those over 70 and those with chronic conditions.
What is chronic?
Chronic means those illnesses which you have over a long period of time, as opposed to an acute illness like malaria where you'll be sick, you'll be treated, and you'll be cured. So we're talking about illnesses like high blood pressure, diabetes, illnesses that you will have over the period of your life.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Mark Hocken, and thank you, Doris Naitore, and we hope to see you soon. Be safe, stay safe, and thank you for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time on Shamba Shape Up's Q&A.
The coronavirus is spread when you come into contact with sneezing or coughing droplets from an infected person. Good social behavior can stop the virus from spreading. Stay at home and avoid places with many people. Generally, keep 2-meter distance from other people. Do the following. 1. Wash your hands properly with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, at least 10 times a day. 2. Avoid touching your face. 3. If you have no tissue, sneeze or cough into your elbow and not your hand. 4. Wash and iron used handkerchiefs regularly. 5. Clean and disinfect surfaces such as your phone, tables, light switches and doorknobs daily. 6. When using money, avoid using cash. Use mobile money or bank cards as much as possible. And 7. Boost your immune system by eating fruits and vegetables several times a day. Together and with good behavior, we can prevent the virus from spreading.
If you have any questions or concerns you'd like answered about COVID-19 or coronavirus, please get in touch with us on iShamba by texting us on 21606.